Walking home from the gym, 73.2 kilos. That's my starting weight. Obviously I'm probably going to lose a lot of water weight. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. Took it a bit lighter at the gym, only did about 40 minutes because I read an article to prepare myself to, go into the fast, and it said that you shouldn't do too much strenuous exercise. A lot of guides seem to have slightly different information. Like one guide said, keep your routine exactly the same, just keep going on like normal. And then another one said the whole point of it is to rest, so rest as much as possible, try and do it on some days off. So I don't really know. I've sort of done it slightly in the middle, like still doing a bit of exercise, but not over the top. I've watched a lot of videos, a lot of reviews, read a lot of articles on people who have done this before, and generally it seems like people want to start their fast after dinner. I thought it might be a little bit easier if the last of my calorie intake was at about lunchtime, so like 1 or 2 o'clock, and then I'll wake up with like an additional 8 hours on, so I wake up and I'm already like 16 hours into the fast, something like that. And then the last day I don't have to get through the entire day before getting to dinner, I just have to get to lunchtime. Let's get started. Okay, just bought a crap ton of water. I'm gonna drop them. I've got a couple of natural mineral waters because apparently that's good to have while you're on a fast. Plus it's sparkling, so it might make me feel like I'm a little bit fuller than what I actually am. I've got a balanced cleanse water, which is like Wildflowers, refreshingly non-flavored. So it's still like 0 calories. It's just floral. I don't really understand. Like it's flavored, but it's not flavored. And then I've got a super pump. Got my soy flat white. Oh, I'm gonna miss you, baby. I also got myself and my mum pumpkin and chickpea salad. Look how good that looks. All the fiber, all the health, and then that'll be it for 3 days. So my last meal was at 2:15, and it is Monday, so I will eat again at about, I'm gonna aim for 2:30 on Thursday. 4-hour update, my family's gone to eat dinner and I'm distracting myself by sorting Lego. Here's my dinner, right here. I thought I had like a slight hunger pang, but then I drank water and now I feel completely fine. I'm also building a Harry Potter Great Hall Lego set. I'm doing okay at the moment. I watched a lot of videos last night, which got me in the mood. I felt like when I was going to start on the weekend that I wasn't quite mentally prepared for it. I was quite stressed about it. I actually feel quite good about it now. I feel like I am in the right mental space to begin. So that's good because I've begun. What's also funny is when you think, oh, I'm not eating dinner, it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. But then it's like, well, I'm also not eating tomorrow or the next day or part of the day after that. Ooh, 7.5 hours in now, and I'm feeling like fine. I don't feel at all hungry. So it's about 9:40 at the moment, and I normally go to bed at like 11:30 midnight, or I have been for the last couple of weeks, and I don't know, I was just watching TV with my parents, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so tired. Maybe because I haven't had that like hit of energy from dinner. I don't know, I feel really sleepy. Also, I can put water away. After that last bit I recorded, I finished what was left in the bottle, filled it up, drank the whole thing, filled it up, drank the whole thing again, filled it up again, and then drank it down to about there. So, that's almost 3.5 liters if my math thing is good. I must have had like 8 liters-ish today. Definitely gonna wake up in the middle of the night needing to wee, aren't I? An important part about fasting apparently is getting really good rest as well, because it's all about your body repairing itself. I'm ready for a good sleep. Am I ready for what tomorrow will bring? I don't know. I'm a little bit apprehensive about tomorrow because apparently day 2 is the hardest. Alright, see you in a bit. Oh, it's 12:30. 1/2 midnight. I've been lying in bed this entire time, just completely unable to sleep. This morning light is making my skin look great. It is almost 8 o'clock. Instead of getting my normal soy flat white, I got a long black. I'm gonna grab some more of that like Australian flower water. Why is chocolate and water in the same aisle? Just finished up at the gym, and I'm actually quite surprised. It wasn't that bad. Like I purposely did a bit lower weights, and I found that my muscles were fatiguing quite a bit like faster than what they normally would. Like I was getting that burn without having to do quite as many reps. So I decided that I'm actually gonna go for a walk. Ooh, that walk took it out of me. It's actually a much shorter walk than a lot of the walks that I would normally go on. That one just, whew. I got like halfway along, I was like 2,000 steps in, and I was like, I am dying. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna shower, and I'm going to have a warm cup of salt water to replenish my electrolytes. Got my lunch. So it's hour 27, and this is officially the longest that I've ever gone without consuming some sort of calories, be it in liquid or solid form. So this is how I'm doing. how do I describe this? I don't feel sick. I feel like, I guess if you had like a bad cold or like the flu and your body's just a bit like weak, that's sort of how I feel without having any of like the headaches or anything like that. I do feel a little bit less like alert. You can probably tell by the way that I'm speaking. I'm just a little bit like out of it. This is definitely day two. Day two has come. I was feeling fine up until about 23-hour mark. I still haven't felt hungry. Like, I don't feel that I need to eat because my stomach is like, you are hungry, like the typical way that I normally would feel hunger. I just feel weak and stuff. Also, sparkling natural mineral water. That's been good. Also, forgot to say, I started getting acid reflux about half an hour ago. See you at the next check-in. It's only been an hour since my last update. I kind of feel like quite a bit of acid reflux at the moment, which is really annoying. And I drank a bunch of water because I thought, you know, water hopefully make my stomach less acidic, but I just feel like I am almost a little bit sick. I don't know, like I could... That was a big acid reflux right then. I know, so attractive. Ooh. That was a burp. Hopefully I don't barf. So I've been watching a lot of other people's YouTube videos on water fasting, and there's actually not as many as I thought there were, particularly 3-day ones. From what I've researched before, most people have said like it's the second day is the hardest, which is what I'm on at the moment. And then when you get to day 3, you start feeling really good. But then I've watched someone say like it's a day and a half, and then after that you start feeling really good. And then I watched a guy who just apparently felt crap for the whole 5 days, and he did a 5-day one. So I'm like, look, I don't know. Whoa, this is rough. It's definitely reached a difficult point. I don't know if you can tell by how I look, even just my disheveled hair. I am so low on energy. Where do I begin? I've had the worst acid reflux. Kept getting bouts, and then in between bouts, I actually felt quite good. It's so weird. So my energy's doing sort of like this. I'm drinking loads of water, and I had some apple cider vinegar because apparently that's meant to be good for acid reflux, what I'm getting right now. Stomach, stop with it. Stomach acids, calm down. I looked it up and apparently it's fine to have antacids. So I've got this Gaviscon. Tastes like delicious. I didn't expect it to be this difficult in terms of energy and acid reflux. Like I read acid reflux could be a thing. I started feeling it a little bit and I was like, oh yeah, there it is. Now I'm just like, I'm only 30 hours in, not even halfway. I'm just kind of trusting it's all fine and this is part of the process, because like it's been bad, but it's only gotten like to the point that I've been really considering breaking the fast in the last sort of hour-ish. There were points where I was like, oh my god, like I was like so uncomfortable, no energy. Like a couple minutes later I feel perfectly fine, like nothing was wrong at all. I hope this is worth it in the end. I don't want to give up because I feel like I've come this far and I really want to see what it's like once you hit the ketosis, because everyone, like pretty much everyone says you just feel really great, you have a good energy, really clear, really good mental clarity. Anyway, I'm super tired. See you tomorrow morning. Well, you may be wondering what these little marks are on my forehead. I went to bed around about 10:30ish and I think I fell asleep pretty much immediately, which is great, so much better than the night before, except that I woke up at 12:30 and had a really big wee, and then I went back to bed. And I just got up then, but it's 2:30. I'm gonna be really upfront with everything in this video, like how my body feels and everything. I'm not gonna sugarcoat stuff. And after, yeah, about 30 seconds to the 40-second wee, I got like really sort of like dizzy and like really, really nauseous. I got this sudden urge to throw up. I went and I sort of sat down for a bit on the ground and then I lay down and then I thought, I better make it back to the bathroom because I'm gonna throw up. I almost like didn't go back to the bathroom because I thought like, I haven't eaten anything in over 30 hours. Like there's nothing to throw up. There's no point in going to, you know, I might as well just dry retch here if I happen to dry retch. But I decided to go back to the bathroom anyway and I threw up like quite a bit. It was dry retch, and then I started throwing up like a little bit of this stuff. And I felt like absolute crap for about 5 minutes when I was like sitting there dry retching into the sink. Then I kind of just got better. I don't know, like I feel pretty normal now. So I don't really know what happened. I washed my mouth out a few times and I'm like, so that was fun. I was sort of thinking if I'm getting this sick, like maybe I should switch back to eating food. But obviously having just thrown up, the idea of food isn't that appealing right now. So I'm gonna go back to sleep and I'm hoping that in the morning I feel a lot better. Alright, so time for another update. I'm building Lego to distract me from my slight discomfort, but honestly I'm feeling a lot better. I woke up at 5:30 needing to wee again, and I was like a lot of wee every time. I'm just finding that every time I wee, it goes for like, let's say 40 seconds, About 30 seconds in, I start getting like really dizzy, like head rush. It's like, don't pass out while urinating, that will be embarrassing. I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up, I don't have acid reflux. I just feel like fairly low on energy, like fairly dizzy. Like I was just sorting through Lego and just like picking pieces up and throwing them in. Was getting so lightheaded. Lego, that's my distraction. By 2:15, I should technically be entering day 3, which is when most people, according to my research, start entering ketosis. But I feel like I must be entering ketosis now because I feel like I've got that energy boost. I wonder if I can get some of those like tester things. So I just went out to try and find ketosis test strips, and long story short, I couldn't. I went to 2 different pharmacies, they didn't have it. I also went to Coles and I got eggs, another bottle of this watermelon, and most excitedly, this is going to be the first thing I eat when I come off. I think it's going to be nice on my tongue. Coconut yogurt, because again, recommended that you keep to those ketosis friendly foods. And in addition to that, it was recommended that you eat things that are high in like natural cultures and things, because it helps your gut with its own natural fauna. It helps your gut bacteria essentially. All right, so it's about 11:15 p.m. now. I'm really glad that I didn't give up last night because I was really close. Like, I was really considering it. The only thing that probably stopped me was the fact that I literally just didn't feel like eating because I felt so sick. Like, who feels like eating directly after they throw up? Nobody. I mean, I felt like I had food poisoning or something for a bit. But I don't have food poisoning, I did this to myself. This is my own doing. I could undo it. Should I have a look at my tongue? I haven't looked at my own tongue yet. It's meant to get kind of white and stuff when your body starts detoxifying, so... Doesn't look that bad though. Maybe I just don't have that many toxins to detoxify. I doubt it. Me now, compared to me last night, I don't feel like I'm like 100%, but I feel like I'm still a solid B+, you know? I'm going pretty well. I haven't really felt hungry this whole time, and that really surprises me. What I'm feeling like right now, I could probably go for like another 3 days, but I think my mother/grandmother would murder me. I can eat again in 15 hours. So it's 10:15 in the morning, so that's 68 hours without food. Which means I can eat in 4 hours. It's actually a little bit past 1/4 so it's less than 4 hours till I can eat food. But not like anyone's counting. I don't have a lot of energy this morning. It's a little bit weird because I felt like I had quite a bit last night and now I'm just sort of like, ugh. My mum brought me over my breakfast. Cafe. I'm just thinking about that coconut yog. So I've decided I'm gonna go on a bit of a walk to make the most of this ketosis state, which I hope that my body is in. If it's not, that'll suck. But anyway, just found some chin-up bars. Immediately out of breath. Heart rate fairly high pretty quickly. I thought, you know what, better not pass out. 5 is okay. I am starting to feel a little bit hungry, funnily enough. It's sort of like a bit of a ache in my tum. It's not like a full-on grumble, but I'm gonna look forward to eating in 2 hours. All right guys, 1 hour to go. Let's check my tongue. It is kind of white, it's not just like purely pink or anything. But I kind of expect it to be whiter. I expect to look at me like, ugh. Okay, so it is 3 minutes past 2, which means that I have 12 minutes left on my fast. 12 minutes of my 72-hour fast. And very excitedly, in my very last hour of the fast, I managed to find some ketosis test strips. How exciting, guys. Maybe it's ketone test strips. More ketones, less ketones. Read at exactly 15 seconds. Let's go to the bathroom. It's kind of hard to see in this video, but if you look at that there, and then you look at this here, I think I'm actually in moderate ketosis. I'm at least in small ketosis, but I think I'm definitely in moderate. Like, I'm definitely not negative. So yeah, that's good, I guess. It'd be better if I was in large, I guess, but... What you gonna do? Fast for longer than 3 days? No thank you, not right now. I'm really looking forward to that coconut yog. Coconut yog. So I guess the next thing to do would be check my weight. So I was 73 kilos before I started this fast, which means that I've lost 2.4 kilos. Around about, because in the first video I was wearing shoes, so I wasn't wearing a jumper. It's around about 2.4 kilos. A lot of that is water, to be fair. Like, I know that it's not fat loss. Because you're not eating carbohydrates, your body doesn't store water as efficiently, and that's why you lose quite a bit of weight. So don't get too excited. Just before I jump in the shower, I'm going to start with a teaspoon of yog. It does taste quite strong. I'm gonna stop myself. My body can get used to food. And so here's that all-important before and after shot. I'm not really sure. I think there's a bit more definition in the sort of like ab and pec areas in the afters, but that could also just be the fact that the lighting's a bit different. I think the real big before and after is the fact that I'm more sunburnt in the right-hand one than what I am in the left. I'd probably notice the biggest difference between the back flicks I'm going to do in a moment, but again, it could just be the lights, it could just be the fact that when you go on a fast, you don't retain as much water and that makes your muscles look more defined. I'm not really sure. It's probably not fat loss.
It feels weird to swallow.
So I've eaten some watermelon and some coconut yogurt, and at the moment my stomach is feeling like kind of weird. It's grumbling a bit. It almost feels like heavy in a way, like I can definitely like feel the food in my stomach. Alex, what is this? Is this food? I thought we were done with food. You tricked me! I'm eager for this food to digest and to move on to something else. Next up we're gonna have some nuts. I find that today I keep touching my stomach because it's like really flat. Because I get bloated really easily, but obviously when I was fast, I haven't been having anything but water and coffee, so I'm not at all bloated, and it's like, this kind of shows me the amount of fat that I would have to like lose if I wanted to get abs. But like, let's not get too far ahead of myself here, but like, it's really weird. It's just like, oh, it's so flat. Is this what it's like to have a flat stomach? Imagine what having abs would be like. I'm like, that'd be so weird. It's just, I'm like trying to stick my stomach out, I'm like, that's as far as I can stick it out, I can't stick it out. So let's get into why I decided to do this fast. Firstly, I just really wanted to see that I could. So when I first started reading about fasting, I was like, yeah, intermittent fasting I could probably do, but like a 3-day fast plus, like there's no chance in hell that I could possibly do that. And then I thought, you know what, Alex? Why not? Like, give it a stab. And I almost gave up on day 2, and I'm really glad I didn't, because it feels really good to have finally done it. I've actually been meaning to try it for months. Actually, probably over a year, but there was always some sort of excuse, like, oh, I've got that dinner coming up, or like, oh, I've got to work and I don't want to be exhausted for work, I don't want to pass out in the tube and all that stuff. But luckily everything lined up for me and I didn't have any more excuses. Because again, I definitely wouldn't recommend day 2 if you need to go to work. But it affects everyone differently. Like, everyone's body is different. Sorry guys, ignore that jump. It's now 2 days later and I've got coffee. Let's go. So reason 2 that I decided to do the fast is to improve my relationship with food. So generally I'll eat healthy most of the time. The issue is that when I don't eat healthy, I don't stop. So for example, if I go to a party and I'm thinking like, yeah, this health thing's going along so great, everything's coming up, Alex, gonna have abs in no time, and I get there and there's a big bowl of M&Ms, I'm like, and that bowl of M&Ms is mine, and the whole thing is gone. The other thing that I do is, if I've got to drive this over like 2 hours, I'm like, well, I better stock up on all the food in the world, because how am I gonna last 2 hours in the car with no food, sitting down, hardly burning any energy? But like in my head, I'm like, I better stock up, just in case. And of course, if they're there, in reaching distance, I'm gonna eat them. So pretty much my point is, whenever I'm like, oh, it's like 3 hours since I've eaten something, I should probably eat something. I don't really need to do that, clearly, because I can go 3 days without eating and not really get hungry. I don't need to spend $5 on a packet of chips / crisps at the movies, just in case I get hungry in there when I've just eaten lunch beforehand, because I can last a full movie without eating anything. Number 3 is probably the biggest one, and it's for health benefits. Now, I know that a lot of things aren't like peer-reviewed, completely scientifically backed up yet, but there's a lot of research going into fasting at the moment, intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, and there seems to be a lot of benefits coming up with the research, so I thought, like, you know what, let's just give it a try myself. Like, I don't see a lot going around that's really against fasting, and there seems to be a lot of new things coming out that are all quite positive toward fasting. But that's just in my research. You may go out, look out there and be like, Alex, you were completely wrong. Most of the research says you shouldn't be fasting. What have you done? But you know what? I thought, you know, from what I found, I'm gonna give it a go. So I'm not gonna make this a video about like all the health benefits. You can go see that in like a million other places. But just off the top of my head, it's like reduced cancer risk, certain types of cancer, increased human growth hormone in males, which is good for muscle building, increasing the efficiency of your immune system. And I think that's by essentially like resetting a lot of things and killing off a bunch of old crappy cells or stored shitty things that you have hanging around your body and clearing it all out. Again, if you want to read about this in detail, give it a Google. There's like a million things that show up, but try and use things that actually have linked scientific articles. There's a lot of crap floating around the internet. A lot of people want to start fasting for weight loss, but apparently it's really not a good way to lose fat and keep fat off, because a big percentage of the weight that you actually lose during your fast is in fact water weight. Now you may be saying to me, Alex, you were just talking about how much water you've been drinking this whole time. Like, isn't the whole point of a water fast to drink a shit ton of water? That is true. But the thing is, apparently, when you're not eating carbohydrates, your body doesn't hold on to nearly as much water. You're drinking a bunch of water, but it's not staying in your body and it's just kind of getting flushed out. And when your body is detoxifying as well, it's also using a lot of water to flush out all the crap it doesn't want anymore. Not literal crap, but kind of maybe also literal crap. If you're looking for a fast that's more sustainable, that's going to help you keep fat off, I would recommend looking into intermittent fasting because it's a lot more sustainable, essentially. It's a lot easier to integrate into your everyday life, and you know, you don't have to go days without eating at a time. Makes sense to me. I just really want to emphasize, if you're thinking about doing a fast, really think about it, because it affects people differently. It may not be the best idea for you. For me, I had a really rough time on the second day, whereas I've seen a lot of people online that had pretty much no trouble with the second day. Then I've seen people online that have had trouble the whole way through. It's always a good idea to speak to a health professional about it first. I am not a health professional. I'm not a dietitian. I am not a nutritionist. I do have a bachelor's degree in biology, so I'm not like completely out of the loop, but I've hardly used it since I got it, to be honest with you, and it's not like that qualifies me to give out health advice. It just means that I kind of understand some of these scientific articles maybe a bit better than what I would otherwise. Particularly if you have any sort of pre-existing conditions such as diabetes, or if you've had any sort of history with eating disorders. I would just say don't do a fast, but if you're really intent on doing it, please speak to a doctor first. Don't just trust the word of random people on the internet like me. The internet is not always the best place for advice. If I were to do it again, I'd probably do just a plain water fast. I wouldn't bother having coffee. I think I just thought like coffee's gonna really pull me through. But like looking back on it, I have really bad acid reflux on day 2, which is probably caused or at least exacerbated by the fact that I was drinking coffee, and coffee is acidic. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up with a couple of like little extra notes just to keep in mind. I got random like knee and like just joint pain in general throughout. Like it wasn't that bad, it sort of like came occasionally, and I think that was probably something to do with the fast. I don't really know, but just a little bit like, twinge, essentially. My pee smelled kind of funny. Told you I'd be honest about these things. So essentially it was kind of like a bit of an odd color. I mean, it was still within the normal range. It wasn't green or anything, but it was like, it just, smelled a bit weird. And I was like, well, that's probably because of the detoxifying, but just keep that in mind. I didn't poop in like 3 days, which again makes sense. So I did on the first day, but didn't do it for the second or the third. And I think I did it like the day after when I broke it, like the next, it was like 24 hours after I ate. Yeah, just so you know. But it wasn't like super weird or anything. I've read online a couple people have like really, really weird poos. Like it's like kind of like this, I just detoxified everything. I was like, that didn't really happen to me. I just didn't really poop because I didn't really eat. Also had pretty much no gas, which I didn't really realize until I started eating again. And I tooted a couple of times and I was like, what's that? Oh right, farting. Also, I mentioned that one of the first things I ate were almonds. So I have these roasted almonds. And when I was eating them, they were like making this sort of like squeaky feeling against my teeth, and I was like, oh, what's up with these almonds? And I was like, Mum, can you try these almonds? It was like every single one that I tasted. My mum was like, they just taste like normal almonds to me. And it kind of felt like I was chewing on a chalkboard a little bit, and I was like, well, I can't deal with this. Tried them again today, so it was 2 days after I finished my fast today, and they were a lot better. They're still squeaking like a little bit, but not as much as before, and I'm like, maybe my teeth enamel was like a bit ruined from the not having solid food. I don't know, but it was very odd. And I can't explain it. Alright, that brings me to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't believe I finally did a 3-day fast after all this time about thinking about it. The amount of times I've started an intermittent fasting video and I've just like not followed through with it, and I was like, screw it, let's just do a 3-day one. On day 2, when I thought about giving up, part of the reason I didn't was because I was like, you know what, I'm already this far into a video. But I thought, I can't let them down. You really could have, Alex. It doesn't really affect us at all. Please, citizens. I'll do this for you. No, really, you probably should have given up. Alright, that's enough now. So hopefully some of these health benefits are actually warranted. I didn't just do 3 days of starving myself for literally no reason. Again, fasting isn't for everybody, so please do your research first. Really look into it before you decide to jump in. That's all from me, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know your opinions. And hit on that face to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!